Does make sense, but also really interesting. Kirk Cousins hasn't been moved. Now, part of it is Kirk Cousins makes a lot more money than Flacco does. But Kirk Cousins just sitting there as a backup, not doing anything, whereas Joe Flacco is on the move yet again, and this one to the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, we'll circle back to that one in a moment. You had something? I'm sorry there, Beyer. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the interesting thing that I think about this is you have the Cincinnati Bengals who just don't want Jake Browning to throw interceptions. Like, the numbers are there. Jamar Chase actually had a good game, maybe a fantasy football perspective, but Chase was at least a factor against the Lions in a game where Cincinnati was playing catch-up all game. The problem is Jake Browning just keeps on turning over the football. Did it against the Vikings, did it against the Lions this past weekend. So you bring in Joe Flacco, who, by the way, at times is known to turn over the football. And now you have a 40-year-old quarterback who moves even less than Jake Browning and Joe Burrow behind them. And it's one of those deals where you say, you do an in-division trade, why in the world would the Browns want to do this for us? Like, why would they want to do this sort of deal? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense. I do think Cincinnati had to make a move. I didn't think the Kirk Cousins scenario was realistic because of the amount of money that Cousins has on his contract, something that you pointed out. But I just don't know if Joe Flacco is the solution to the problem for Cincinnati at this time. You just need somebody to maybe have a little bit more mobility as well. And I find it so intriguing because they're sitting there at 2-3, and the division is still up for grabs. We don't believe in Pittsburgh as much as we do. And they felt that this was the route to go. And if the Browns were willing to do it, you'd have to wonder, why were the Browns willing to do it? And I also don't think that Shedeur Sanders is the guarantee to be the backup quarterback. And it has nothing to do with Sanders. It would just be surprising to me that the Browns would have two rookie quarterbacks be their 1 and 2 at this point. Bailey Zappi is actually on the team's practice squad.
Sure.
To me, that makes a lot more sense if Shedeur...
If he's the number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. To have two rookie quarterbacks is crazy. But as I started by saying, it's not crazy.
It's the Browns. It's the Browns.
It's the Browns.
But what the Browns are also saying at this point is a week ago, Shedeur wasn't good enough to be the backup quarterback to Dylan Gabriel. Right? Because they said that Joe Flacco was going to be the backup. So after one game, so in 7 days, in London, mind you, they've now made the decision that Shedeur is ready for that backup role. I don't necessarily think that that's the case. I think we'll find out officially tomorrow on what they're going to do. But some of the talk about Shedeur, as you pointed out, wasn't even doing scout team stuff for them. So now they're going to, have him be a snap away from starting. I don't know. I don't think that he's the guaranteed backup at this point.
Again, I don't think so either. But it's the Browns. And yes, trading in division generally means you think a guy's washed up. And Flacco is the guy that he didn't hold it as much as Roethlisberger in his prime, but has held the ball previously. And you feel like the Bengals, you got to get rid of it quick. But I'm guessing that their thought is, hey, we just need somebody who's done it, who's been there, done that, can be a veteran, can take a leadership role. We have enough talent to be decent. We just have, without Burrow, we're just not that team. Like, I guess your options are your Kirk Cousins, and then who else? Who else is a viable veteran backup who you feel like can plug and play, and you stick him in there and can play within that offense?
I mean, let's just say like you called Arizona and said Jacoby Brissett. But what do you want for Jacoby Brissett?
Hasn't he been in Cleveland or since that? He's been in one of them.
So
is Jacoby Brissett better than Joe Flacco right now?
I don't know, but I do know that Joe Flacco threw 6 interceptions in 4 games so far this season for the Browns.
Yep.
And that's what you don't want to do if you're Cincinnati. And behind that offensive line, now you get someone who's less mobile. It shocked me when I saw that for so many reasons. And I also good on the Bengals for trying to make a move. I just don't know if this was the move that they needed to make.